The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Wednesday, November 23rd on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, presented by WynnBET. WynnBET's now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBET is what you need to win. Sign up today. Bet $100. Get $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/wynnbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN Thanksgiving free roll. Everyone who hits a football bingo in our contest will win $100 cash and a $100 gift card to the SGPN store exclusively on the SGPN app, which is free to download in the App Store or Google Play Store. So grab that thing today and let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode 4 for good old Wednesday, November 23rd. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Oh, man. For a minute, I thought I was going to have an amazing night. Then it got horrible. Then it got decent. End up with a winning record, though. End up with a winning record by one game. It was all over the place. Hopefully you guys cashed in there as well. I am joined by my co-host. Give it up for former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, host of the Ryan and Rush Show, host of the NFL Gambling Podcast. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre. How you doing, man?
Doing good, Colby. Yeah, no, we started off hot in the afternoon, then kind of cooled off in the early evening, but, finished with the winning night for the podcast overall. I think I'm sitting right at 500 today, so not a losing night, not a great night, but hey, keep the chains moving.
Yeah, and you combine your picks with your locks with my locks, and we did have a winning record then because I barely had a winning record. Currently, there's a couple games on. Arizona's up by 10, but still about 10 and a half minutes left against the Aztecs, and UC Davis is losing by 1, but once again, 9 minutes left in that Sacramento State UC Davis game. We will start things off with a bang. We believe in the virus, in the spirit of ECU. This is where you give me shit about not locking up ECU. I took ECU in the – well, we didn't have the line. We didn't have the line last night, But, hey, my Pirates, 11-point win against the Toledo Rockets. Get your little Maction bullshit out of here, all right? I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to Toledo, all right? Did you get eyes on this one?
No, I didn't. I was watching Western Kentucky at the time, but I can't figure out Toledo. I mean, they beat UAB last week, but now all of a sudden they've dropped back-to-back games down there against ECU, and then yesterday against who was it? It was Indiana State, right?
Yeah. Wait. ECU's loss. Yesterday was Indiana State.
No, with Toledo. Toledo's lost back-to-back now. Sorry, UMKC. They lost by double digits to UMKC. East Carolina is the one that lost Indiana State. So, yeah.
Covered. Great teams covered.
Great win for ECU.
Dude, I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed thus far. I'll say that as we move to 4-1. We had some terrible beats today. Some on games we didn't even bet. One of those was Northern Iowa, Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon was up by a lot of points. If Grand Canyon could hit a free throw in the final 2 minutes of this game, this wouldn't have came down to it that close. But with 0.6 seconds left, Grand Canyon fouled Northern Iowa, and they made both their free throws. I was laying 3 with Grand Canyon. I don't know if you took Northern Iowa, but I got burned on 2 free throws with 0.6 seconds left, and Grand Canyon missing like 6 free throws the final 2 minutes. It fucking was. I mean, I didn't bet it, but I was just watching it competitively, saying, "Hey, I want to get my picks right."
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you ride with in this one?
I had Grand Canyon, and they were up double digits throughout, and then kind of gave it away at the end.
Yeah. How about my Sam Houston State squad? They're legit, man. 34-point win against Northern Illinois. The market hasn't adjusted yet.
Never a game.
You know what killed me too? Was Eastern Michigan. They're reminding me, so far, they're kind of reminding me of Milwaukee last year with Patrick Baldwin Jr. there. They get Imani Bates, and they look like shit. Now, I still think we should have we should have hit on this lock. I don't know if you took it. I bet it. But there was a 1-1 situation. So I was getting 5.5 with Eastern Michigan. They lost by 7. There was a 1-1 where the game was at 5 with like 3 seconds left. The ball bounces off the front of the rim, the back of the rim, and kind of does a little toilet bowl action and in, right? He makes the second one fine. But the first one on a 1-1, if he misses that, I cover and the game's over. But Eastern Michigan in general, disappointing, because I did play the money line as well. Disappointing.
Yeah, they teased us with that game against Michigan. They're not very good.
Well, I know it's early, and like you go grab Imani Bates. I think they got a couple other transfers, and mixing all that talent is tough, early on. So maybe they can grow into this team. But and I see Fallon Iverson saying Bates needs to be more aggressive. 100%, especially when you're taking on IPFW. I mean, no disrespect to IPFW. They're actually a solid team, but I could understand it if it was, him, in the Michigan game. But some of these other ones, he's got to just put the team on his back and just take care of business. I called for NJIT. I called for NJIT on the money line. Highlanders, baby. Shout out to whoever tweeted me the Highlander movie gif.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. I was impressed with LSU today. LSU whooped Akron's ass, man.
Yeah, no, I think we both had Akron, and LSU was impressive down there today. Akron coming off the big win over Western Kentucky, and LSU controlled that game throughout.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Matt McMahon's a proven good coach to me.
Yes.
It's going to be very interesting. He brought a lot of his team with him to Baton Rouge to watch them grow there with some talent around them, too. They hit in the portal and some talent that was already there with Will Wade dropping those bags. San Francisco continues to impress. They cover for me, even though they were up by a lot. Like Wichita closed out a little bit down the stretch there to make this a game, but Tyrell Roberts, the Wazoo transfer, had a big game for the Dons. And I was thinking about this today, and I was like, hey, you know what we need to talk about? We need to talk about this. Is the WCC better than the Pac-12?
You could definitely make the argument, and you could make the argument last year too. I mean, the Pac-12 is so reliant on Arizona and UCLA, although UCLA just lost 2 in a row. But I mean, BYU or Gonzaga, St. Mary's, BYU, San Fran, Santa Clara's not bad as well.
Well, I mean, USC I thought was actually good last year. Now, USC this year, they've lost a lot of parts, so I don't know that they're nearly the same team. They still might end up in the NCAA tournament. But, after Arizona and UCLA, you have Oregon. All right, that's your top 3, I would believe. Maybe at number 4. I mean, I guess Oregon State's looked all right. No, they lost the other night. Who would be the 4th team in there? Arizona State or Colorado, probably, or USC.
And Colorado is so up and down.
Yeah.
You don't know what team you're going to get.
But, I mean, Gonzaga lined up with either Arizona or UCLA is a game. Okay, call that a wash. And then you have, let's just say it's Gonzaga and Arizona. Okay, I would probably favor Gonzaga, but
Mm-hmm.
if it was UCLA, I might. No, I think I'd probably take Gonzaga. I don't know. It's close.
I take Gonzaga.
Yeah. So then it would put up, UCLA or Arizona against St. Mary's. Okay, the Pac-12 would have the nod there, I believe, right? So it'd be 1-1, and I'm just talking about if you look at the top 4. Then you go San Francisco or BYU. I mean, I'd probably put San Francisco based on the start this season. San Francisco against the likes of Oregon. I guess you got to go Pac-12 still, but I think they're close, man. I think they're close. I actually think they probably hurt the Pac-12 the way that they recruit these players and stuff. I bet you they like San Diego State and the WCC probably damage a lot of the Pac-12's recruiting. If I had to bet. Yeah,
no doubt. The WCC's been up and coming these last couple of years. I mean, with multiple bids outside of just Gonzaga, it's more than just a Gonzaga league. If you had to going through the Pac-12 right now, the 4th best team's probably Arizona State.
Arizona State and Colorado are similar.
Yeah.
They're similar because they could lose to anybody,
mm-hmm.
but they could really if you had told me next week that Arizona State beat Texas, I actually wouldn't be that surprised.
No, not at all. I mean, we just saw Arizona State whoop Michigan, and who was it? Was it Pitt? Yeah, in New York. Yeah, they took care of business, but then they lose to Texas Southern as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's been the story with them for a minute. South Dakota won by 10 against Long Island. Okay, I know you didn't hit on that, but we got to talk about the Louisville Cardinals.
Oh my God.
DEFCON 5. DEFCON 5 has been engaged because, I mean, their leading scorer was, that can't be correct. I'm looking at it right now. They said their leading scorer had 3 points. No, he had 7 points.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I mean, they only had 38 points.
Yeah, Ellis and Jalen Withers both had 7. I mean, this team only had 13 points at halftime.
Yeah.
Football score. They gave us a football score at halftime.
And I know Texas Tech's elite defensively, but, I mean, this is beyond embarrassing at this point. And, I mean, you got to wonder how long Kenny Payne's honestly going to last there. I know it's just year 1, but, I mean, you can't be losing.
Matter.
Yeah, you can't go. You're not at Bethune-Cookman. You're at Louisville. I mean, you can't. You're not. You cannot be 0-5.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They have NIL money and collectives that you can't. They'll be impatient, I believe, especially in basketball. Especially if Kentucky does good this year. I mean, they have Cincinnati on deck and Maryland. If they don't beat Cincinnati, their next games are Maryland, Miami, Florida State, Western Kentucky. I don't think they'll beat any of those.
No, I mean,
they have to beat Cincinnati.
The next game that they'll be favored in is probably Florida A&M midway through December.
Dude, no. He's got to win against Cincinnati or Florida State or Western Kentucky because, I mean, he's already what? He's already 0-5. If you're telling me he starts the season 0-10,
yeah,
he's gone. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his contract is. Maybe they can't get out of it. I don't know. But whew, what a start!
Yeah, no, this is Louisville.
yeah. I mean, unbelievable. We were right on calling the money line. Wrong team favorite. Southern Miss beat the shit out of Winthrop. I think we got to start talking about Southern. I mean, I know we kind of have. They moved to 5-0. Watch out, the Golden Eagles doing business right now in the CUSA. I locked up Hampton +1. Guess what happened? They lost by 1. Got the money back. It's okay. Don't panic.
Crazy game.
I locked up UIC minus the points against Holy Cross. Easy money every time. Every time, folks.
Holy Cross is awful.
They win by 23. UIC on the road wins by 23, or I don't know if that was neutral. I also locked up, if you saw the morning picks, took a flyer on UAB -8. Boom, they win by 14 against Georgia. Let's go. I did eat shit, and I think we both ate. I think you followed me on this, on Canisius.
No, I was on UAB and Canisius with you.
Yeah, so we basically went 1-1 there.
Yep.
But hey, let's talk about that. So the CUSA becoming more entertaining. Western Kentucky, obviously talented, but Stansbury effect. You have Western Kentucky talented. You got UAB, who's good. You have Southern Miss. No, they're Sunbelt now. I did this shit the other night. I'm drinking. All right. UMKC. They beat Indiana State tonight. The Kangaroos. Watch out for the Kangaroos in the Summit League.
That's back to back.
Dude, they can play. They can play. Yeah. Anderson Kopp had a big day for them for the Kangaroos hopping around. And Tulane bounced back. Ron Hunter gets the dub. We got the cover with Rhode Island. Well, I hit on Ohio State. That was another lock I added this morning. Ohio State minus the points against Cincinnati. Let's go. Next up, we were wrong on Coppin State. Towson's really
that was close though. I mean, it came right down to the wire for the cover.
Oh, I lost by a half a fucking point. I don't know what you get the number at, but
yeah, same. Yeah. No, but no, Towson is very good, 5-0 on the year. So Pat Scary's got a good crew there. Veterans.
Can someone figure out Temple for me? I watched them a couple times. I liked them. I know they've had a lot of overtime losses, but they're sitting here at 2-3. It's a kind of a huge year for Aaron McKee and Philly. I mean, I feel like they should beat this year's Richmond team. If it was last year's Richmond team, with Jacob Gilliard and Golden and all those guys, I would say, okay, pass. Shout out to Mooney. Chris Mooney always does a good job with the Spiders. Weber State wins by 10 against Abilene Christian. That was impressive. Florida Gulf Coast hit for me, minus the points. Or plus the points. I think, what was that? Plus 2 or 2.5 or minus 2.5? I forget. But either way, I won money. Boom. Also, Kansas State minus 4 for both of us. Boom.
Sweat.
Needed overtime. Got it done, though.
Marquise Noel, he's good.
Yeah. And I should have, no, I guess this would have pushed, right? Because that line was 3, right? No, this would have hit. I should have locked it up. I took Creighton against Arkansas. Who'd you take in this matchup?
I took Creighton. I was back and forth on both of these Maui matchups. I end up taking Creighton in Arizona. Looking at what's happening, I probably should have locked up both, but hindsight.
Great game. It was fun. That was a really fun watch, and shout out to Creighton as they get the dub. I remain first off. Louisiana wins at SMU. We were on that money line. Wrong team favored. Shout out to that, even though we didn't bet it. Northwestern continues to impress me as they covered the big line against Liberty. I pushed on Oral Roberts, Utah State. Okay, well, I mean, and St. John's beats Syracuse in overtime. St. John's, Mike Anderson's getting these caliber wins, even though it takes overtime. I feel like, or what? Wait, did the Temple game go to overtime? I can't remember. Either way, St. John's moves to 6-0 there, and impressive.
That was quite the game, and honestly, it'll never be the Big East what the Big East was, but it was good to see an old Big East matchup in New York.
Yeah. And we were wrong on Grambling State too. They got their ass whooped.
Yeah. No.
Took a shot.
Finally, the Pac-12 got the better of the SWAC in a matchup.
All right. Look, before we get to tomorrow's games, what were your takes on a couple game balls? I think you gotta go Creighton in this mix.
Yeah.
Because Creighton, I've always been a little reluctant to give Creighton the true respect of being, top 10 worthy. Hey, they look pretty damn good so far this year. They look pretty good. So I would definitely give them a game ball there. How about you with any other teams? Maybe it's the Wildcats of K-State, right? I mean, who do you got?
Number one, obviously, is Creighton. The experience got them through that game tonight against a really, really talented Arkansas team. Both of those teams are going to advance in March this year. Looking forward. Maybe we'll see that matchup again. I'm going to go to an earlier game. The San Francisco Dons getting it done against Wichita in Kansas City. That was a big win, winning that tournament as well. And then you touch on it. K-State continues to roll under Jerome Tang. great performance from them down there in Florida. So the Cayman Islands. That one's at John Gray Gymnasium.
No one goes into John Gray and gets
Yes.
a fucking dub, man. I think we might need to add Arizona to that mix because they're up 19 on San Diego State.
Yes. Yeah. No. I forgot about them because their game isn't in the final yet. But,
Yeah.
They're gonna hold on here, and we'll get Arizona Creighton tomorrow night. So that's gonna be a hell of a matchup.
Awesome.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, come on, Thanksgiving Eve. That's one of the biggest drinking days in America. Sit back, have a few cocktails, watch some great basketball. Boom, let's go. I'm also going to give a game ball to the East Carolina Pirates. Let's go. All right, tomorrow's action. Let's just play the music. Yes, we have the Maui Invitational final going on tomorrow night. So let's just hop into it. First games, once again, folks, we don't have a line on every single game. I'm going to quickly hit refresh because I had this page up. But let me hit refresh real quick to make sure it gets every line that we can get possible. Starting off with the Eagles. Little DC Classic going on. The Eagles are catching 14 against the Hoyas of Georgetown. Whew. What are you doing here, my friend? I am going to, you know me here. It's on Fox Sports 2, by the way. Capital One Arena, whatever they fucking call that. It used to be the MCI Center. None of it is as good as the US Air Arena, baby. I'm joking. Give me the points, though. Give me the points. I mean, I get it. They played last year. And they won, and Georgetown won by 18. I still am going to take the points. What are you doing?
How about this being a random, 11:30 a.m. game in the middle of the weekend? It's not a neutral site game. It's actually on a – well, I guess it is a neutral site because it's not on Georgetown campus. I'll take American. Yeah, I have a little brother angle.
That's what I'm saying, man. We got USA playing in soccer. It's Thanksgiving weekend. You got to just represent American culture. I don't know.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Charlotte is heading up to Detroit. 49ers are going to win this game. I am laying the 2 points. I see a flat 2 right now. I'm laying the 2. What are you doing?
I thought this number was way too short, so I'm gonna take Detroit just because it makes no sense. Charlotte coming off the big tournament down there in Myrtle Beach. So I'll go Detroit. They've been good at home.
All right. I'm just trusting the process, man.
They've been good. They've been good.
It's a little weird, but
yeah.
Trusting the process. The Niners get it done. Kansas. Where's this one at? Cayman Islands? I don't fucking remember. Is this Florida?
Bahamas. Yeah, this
Bahamas,
is Bahamas. Battle for Atlantis.
Kansas is laying 8.5 against the NC State Wolfpack. If you know me, if you've been listening for years, I'm an ECU guy. So, fuck NC State. And I will lock up the Jayhawks. Look, it's a cute little start to your season, Kevin Keats. I actually kind of like Kevin Keats. I think he's all right, but I know he's coaching for his job. All right, you want to be able to come back next year, beat the Kansas Jayhawks. But I'm going to take Kansas. I think they're going to make a little statement here against NC State. Give me Kansas minus the 8.5. Lock it up. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm locking up the Jayhawks minus 8.5. That undefeated season so far is a good story, but this is the Kansas Jayhawks.
Let's go. Chicago State is heading to. Let me just make sure this is actually in Cleveland.
It's in Cleveland.
They're going to the Wolstein Center. I got to get myself to the Wolstein Center someday. The Cougars are catching 11. You know me. I'm taking the points in Chicago State, buddy. I am taking the points in Chicago State. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, that guy's gonna leave another comment for you taking Chicago State. I'm gonna take Cleveland State. I thought about locking it, but after looking more into the Vikings, they're not lock worthy yet.
Yeah, you can't lock this. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna zig a little bit too because I I'm seeing Columbia getting 8 points at Binghamton. I know we have Columbia in the auto fade category. However, not against Binghamton. I will take the 8 points in the Lions. And I'll be honest, man. I thought about riding that plus 300 money line because I think this is a game. I think this is like a one-possession game with a minute left. I don't think like Binghamton is 8 points better than Columbia. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm taking Columbia too. I can't lay 8 points with Binghamton.
Should we bet this is the question. Because, I mean, I feel like a fucking maniac betting on Columbia because I've seen them lose by like 100 points this year. But at the same time, Binghamton, this is a fucking golf course in like fucking North Carolina somewhere. Oh, I shot 18 on Binghamton last week. You know, come on. Come on, man. I'm taking the 8. Think about this. Just get the SGPN app. Maybe I'll lock this.
It might be a picks page lock.
Yeah. I will lock this next one, though. If you listen to us today, what does Shawshank Redemption say? Well, wait. If you listen to us today with the Highlanders, well, maybe you're willing to come a little further. You remember the name of the team, don't you? It's the fucking Highlanders, all right? Maybe it was NJIT last night, but tonight or today or tomorrow, whatever you want to say, whenever you listen to this, the Radford Highlanders are going to cover the 2.5 in Williamsburg. John Smith and Pocahontas ain't walking through that fucking door. All right? Give me the Highlanders minus 2.5. What are you doing here?
I am joining you. I love Radford. They battled back against Army the other night. They've been feisty on the road as well. Give me Radford minus the 2.5. Let's go.
Boom. Let's go. Dayton, the Flyers. Where the fuck is this game at? This is in Florida, right?
This is a Bahamas game.
Bahamas, okay. Dayton's taking on Wisconsin. One of the better games of the day. I went back and forth on this. My first reaction was I'm gonna pick Dayton, and then I said, you know what? I think Wisconsin's flying under the radar a little bit. I saw Dayton and UNLV, and Dayton did blow a little bit of a lead there, but UNLV got that win in Vegas. I think Wisconsin might be better than what we think they are. I'm going to take the Badgers plus 1.5 against Dayton. What are you doing here?
Same, man. The Badgers kind of opened as a favorite in this game, too, so that's swung since it opened. I'm going to take the Badgers as well.
Yeah. Valpo is taking on Samford. Valpo is getting 10. I know we were thinking, like, what happened to Valpo as they lost the other night by – wait. What night was that? They lost to
Chicago State, yeah. So many games.
Samford's undefeated, man. Samford's playing good ball, but I can't just lay 10. I got to take the Crusaders here plus the 10. What are you doing?
I'm taking Samford, not locking it up just because 10 is a lot of points, but Samford is really good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the SoCon, you know me, SoCon's like my conference, man.
Yeah.
But I just think 10, they're probably going to cover this too. I just feel like I don't feel comfortable laying double digits with a lot of these SoCon teams. I will take you. Did you lock that one up? Did you say? No?
No lock. 10 points is too much to lock for me.
Well, speaking of locks, our boys, the St. Thomas Tommies, are heading into Milwaukee. Check out the fucking cheese curds, all right? Because you can't avoid them. Trust me. They'll be under your fucking pillow in your hotel room. St. Thomas is laying 2.5. Lock it up. Milwaukee's not there yet. Tommies are for real. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm going to lock up the Tommies with you. They're more battle tested.
Let's go.
Let's go, Tommies. Tommies, baby.
There is a small chance I might be at this game tomorrow. Morgan State is heading to Loyola Marymount. It's not far from my house, so I might just, pretty much got the day off. We got to do an early morning DFS show and then this show later that night. So I might just hop in and check out the Morgan State Bears taking on our boys, the Loyola Marymount Lions, with that one guy. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? The guy with the sweet-ass mullet.
The guy with the mullet. Yes,
yeah,
I draw a blank on his name. Yeah.
It's like Likalele or so. I don't know. I'm fucking it up right now. Morgan State's catching 11.5. I got to be honest, I'm taking the points. Loyola's rolling, but man, they just came back from Jamaica.
Yeah.
I'm taking the points, man. I'm taking the points with the Bears, even though I know Morgan State's in fucking Maryland. I'm taking the points. I'm taking the points here. You?
I am locking up Morgan State. I think this is a letdown spot for Loyola Marymount, coming off the big wins in the island. And Morgan State under Kevin Brodus has been feisty so far this year. Almost beat Akron and VCU. So yeah, no, I'm gonna lock up Morgan State plus 10.5. Too many points.
I'm getting 11.5 right now, dude.
Yeah, even better.
I'll lock it up with you because it gives me more reason to go to the. If I'm going to go to the game, might as well bet the fucking thing.
Might be a sprinkle some on the money line too.
That's plus 500 right now.
Yeah, that's
plus
a big
500. Whew. Okay, I like this.
I like Morgan State.
No, I like the idea of me going to the game. If I throw plus 500 on it, you might see me storm the fucking court, right? The Citadel.
The Morgan State bench could be like, "Who's this fucking guy?" I didn't know we had fans out here in California.
Wouldn't be the first time. The Citadel is at New Orleans. Wait, is this in Cancun or is this actually in New Orleans? This is at Lakefront Arena in New Orleans.
New Orleans, yep.
Dude, I'm thinking we should probably lock up the Citadel. I think they're just better than New Orleans. I get it. The Citadel's 2-2, and they just got mollywopped by Butler. But I mean, the Citadel kept it close against Clemson. They beat Presbyterian. They beat Morris College.
Morris, another university.
Shout out to oh shit, I don't know. Bam Morris. Remember Bam Morris, the running back for the Steelers? It's a damn shame. You know, he got caught like bringing like 100 pounds of marijuana into or probably more than that. I think it was like a substantial amount. And he like had to do some serious time. Damn shame. Because if he was doing it today, I mean, I'm sure he'd probably be breaking some type of regulation, but at the same time, he wouldn't be doing, serious time, which is just a fucking joke. Anyway, should we lock the Citadel?
Yeah, and Lane Elliott in the chat says we should lock up the Citadel. We'll do it. Let's go Citadel.
I think we should.
I think they're not bad.
No, SoCon represent, man. They're not going to fucking lose to the Privateers. What the fuck is a privateer either? I don't even know what that is. All right. What is a privateer? Someone school me on a privateer. The Matadors.
So we're locking that, right?
Yeah, I'm locking. Oh, yeah. I didn't play. Yeah. Let's go.
The Bulldogs.
Yes. Cal State Northridge is taking on Central Michigan. Northridge is getting 1.5. Not going to lock it, but that's enough for me because Central Michigan, all these like directional Michigan schools have been fucking me this year. Fuck them. I'm going to the Matadors. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I feel like all these two teams do is lose close games. So I'll take Northridge plus the 1 you said.
Yeah. Plus 1.5, actually, I'm seeing.
1.5, yeah. I'll take Northridge.
The Maine Black Bears, our boys, our darlings, that hit as 20.5-point dogs against Boston College for us on this very show on the money line. Shout out to Noah Beanick as well. The Maine Black Bears are catching what? Wait, what? I'm sorry? They're catching 1.5 against the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State? Don't insult me. Lock? I already bet the shit out of this. The only thing that scares me is how the fuck did they come up with this line? Does this make any sense at all?
Is this Stetson and Niagara all over again?
It is. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. But this is why we bet a bunch of games, because we're going to play the percentages. The line makes no sense. Honestly. If anyone that's watched both of these teams, you would probably set this line at Maine minus 5.5.
Yeah.
Does not make any sense. So take it with a grain of salt, but this is why you bet multiple games, so you can cover your ass. But I think Maine's going to fuck them up because I believe they're the better basketball team. Lipscomb. You're locking Maine, right?
Yeah, wrong team favored. I'm riding Maine here. Let's go Bears.
Let's go. Lipscomb, the Bison, taking on Chattanooga. Chattanooga's laying 6.5. Man, I originally took Chattanooga. I'm not betting this. I went back to Lipscomb. I feel like Chattanooga's probably going to. Actually, I'm going back to Chattanooga. See what can happen in a couple in like the 1 hour, an hour ago.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
Yes, it really is.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
What are you doing here?
I'm taking Chattanooga. No bet here though.
Yeah. Wright State's laying 4 against Weber State. Man, I kind of think, Weber State fucked up Abilene Christian today, though. I kind of think Wright State's just a flat out better team, and they're going to win. Should we bet this?
Yeah, no, I'm betting Wright State because they're also coming off a loss against Riverside. Before that, they were rolling, beat Abilene Christian, beat Bowling Green, beat Louisville on the road, should have beat Davidson.
Sold me just like that. I'm looking for another lock or two, another bet or two. I think I just got him with the Citadel and Wright State, the Raiders.
The Raiders out of Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, man. Great town. Great town. Been there. Been to those Flyer games. Never got to a Wright State game, but I went to a Dayton game. That stadium's awesome. McNeese is at Baylor. Baylor's laying 33. I don't know. This is tough.
These big numbers.
Give me McNeese plus 33, I guess. I get burned on these big numbers. If I look at my losses on Baylor this year, the one time I did take them to cover the big number, the Norfolk State covered that. The other ones, I take the big number, and Baylor beats them by 50. I hate these big spreads. Give me McNeese. What are you doing?
I'll take McNeese as well. Baylor's kind of in a sandwich spot here, coming off the UCLA win, and then they got Marquette on deck. So maybe they kind of just go through the motions.
Yeah. Should we lock up this? Kentucky's laying 26.5. Now, North Florida's not terrible.
I know.
But Calipari might need some style points to make the old Big Blue Nation feel a little bit better about life. I'm not locking it, but I'm laying the 26.5 with the Wildcats of Kentucky. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to lock it. If it was in the lower 20s, I would have locked it. But North Florida's not horrible, so I think this game, cover-wise, comes right down the wire. I'll lean Kentucky.
Next up, the Jacksonville Dolphins taking on the Campbell Camels. Never understood the camel mascot being in North Carolina. I think someone tried, besides cigarettes, is that the angle? Is that the angle maybe?
The camels.
Well, just Tobacco Road and I don't know. Jacksonville's catching 2. Wrong team favored. Give me Jacksonville. Ride the plus 115 money line. This might be a lock by tomorrow morning. What are you doing here?
Yep, I'm locking up the Dolphins under Jordan Mincy. I think this Jacksonville team's pretty good. Wrong team favored.
Moneyline Mac. I might lock this one. Get the app, SGPN app. It's free in the App Store and Google Play Store. Moneyline Mac saying take the money line on the Dolphins, and they're getting 2 plus 115 on the money line. Let's go. IUPUI. They're fucking awful. They're heading to Denver to take on the Pioneers. They're not very good either. This is what you call Denver's 3-1 though. Unbelievable. A 1.1 or a 1 point win against Idaho State, who's terrible. They lost to Sacramento State on the game that I bet on. They got whooped by Colorado College. That's not a D1 school. They lost to Colorado College by 22 points. Oh, no. I'm sorry. They won.
No, they won.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This team is the biggest fool's gold out there right now. Give me IUPUI, even though they suck ass. I will take the 11 points. Both these teams are shit. I think Denver is getting better, though. Like IUPUI, I still think they might be terrible. Like I do feel like Denver last season, I feel like they were playing chippier than the year prior. The year prior, they were fucking terrible with Chauncey Billups' brother. Absolutely terrible. Man, Denver could win this game by more than 11, but I'm taking the 11. I can't lay 11 with the fucking Pioneers. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm taking the Jaguars, but I can't lock them. I already used my one-time card on them. I said if you can't cover against Chicago State, I'm not locking you the rest of the year. So I can't lock them.
Do not lock this.
Denver's Noah's team.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him season tickets. Probably cost me like $35 to get him a season ticket package. All right, it'll be worth it just if he flies out once to go to a Pioneer game. All right. USC is taking on BYU. This game is I believe in the Bahamas too. This is a good matchup here. It's a good matchup. Two private school pussies going head to head against each other. You know what I mean? USC is getting 1.5. I think USC wins this. Haven't been super impressed by BYU this year. Give me the Trojans plus 1.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, we touched on it how the WCC might be better than the Pac-12. So I'm gonna take BYU. I think BYU is better than USC.
You might be. I'll tell you this. Well, I don't
Yeah.
know because I do think Kennedy does a decent job, but Mark Pope's a good coach. But man, I watched that Idaho State season opener, and then I watched that San Diego State game. Now they played a lot better in the San Diego State game, despite them losing that one and winning the Idaho State one. But I don't know that that's a tough game. Don't bet that one. Tennessee State's taking on High Point. High Point's laying 3. I'm in. I'll lay the 3. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'll take the points actually. I think this game will come down to the wire. Don't bet this one either.
Air Force is laying 17 against Mississippi Valley State. The Delta Devils, baby. Shout out to Jerry Rice. I'll take the 17. I guess.
Do I dare lock up Air Force? They're good at home. We saw it.
Lock this up, dude.
Nah, I can't lock this up. It's Air Force. I mean, but I do think they're going to blow out Mississippi Valley State because everybody thought Upstate was going to have a shot to pick off Air Force the other night. But that altitude, that's hard to prepare for.
That's true. They did whoop Upstate's ass.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
I did not see that one coming either. Oh, man. Maybe you're right. But I don't know. I'm taking the Delta Devils. We got the Islanders taking on the Braves. Yes, the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders taking on Alcorn State. Both these teams not bad. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with the Islanders. What are you doing here?
Same. Corpus Christi's not bad. I like watching that team.
Yeah. Kent State is heading into Charleston, South Carolina. I believe this is actually in Charleston. There's just a tournament game. I can't remember. Yeah, this is in Charleston, South Carolina. Kent State's catching 2.5, plus 120 on the money line. After the way Charleston's been winning,
yeah,
I can't fade them. Give me Charleston minus the 2.5. What are you doing here?
So a little bit worried that it could be a letdown spot, but I think that they're so good at home under Pat Kelsey. I'm locking up Charleston.
I'll join you.
Yeah.
If this was any other place besides Charleston, South Carolina, I'd be taking the Golden Flashes.
I think the Magic back there.
Yeah.
That
Jordan,
place was rocking on Sunday. I said that place was going bonkers when they beat Virginia Tech. That was an awesome atmosphere.
It was, and I imagine them winning that tournament. I think their first time ever winning that tournament. There's probably a buzz around town. So I think they might shell out for this one.
Beautiful place too.
Well. Yeah, Charleston's a great city. Georgia Tech is getting 5.5. Is this actually? No, this is not in Milwaukee. This is in the Bahamas. Against Shaka Smart and Marquette. I thought about locking this. Should we lock this? Talk me into me betting this because I was very close. I had it on my bet screen, and I didn't bet it. But I think I might. Marquette minus 5.5. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm locking up Marquette. I've been impressed with Marquette and Shaka Smart's group. They play hard for him, and they get better and better. And this game's actually in Fort Myers, Florida. This is the consolation game to Mississippi State and Utah.
I'm in. Let's do it. Let's go, Golden Eagles. Another tournament that we got going on. I believe this one is in. Vegas. And these are two teams that lost. Abilene Christian taking on UC Riverside. You know, UC Riverside's nickname is the Highlanders. I can't fade the fucking Highlanders right now. Give me UC Riverside plus 130 on the money line. Win it outright. They're 3-point dogs. What are you doing here?
I'm going to go Abilene Christian. I think they need a bounce back win after losing to Wright State and Weber State. I don't think they're bad either.
Yeah. Little
Good
Rock.
game.
Yeah. Little Rock is taking on Indiana. Little Rock's catching 29, man. I have a hard time with Little Rock this year, man. I'll take the 29. I don't like it. Darrell Walker. Maybe he can go back to his New York Knicks or Washington Bullet days and find a way to grab a dub here, or a cover at least, not a dub. What are you doing here?
Yeah, 29's not enough. I'm taking the Hoosiers. Little Rock's terrible.
You know, one we should consider locking up is this one. St. Francis, Brooklyn. There, the Terriers are heading to. Wait, is this actually in Miami or is this? Yeah, this is in Coral Gables. So taking on Miami down there in South Florida. Miami's laying 24.5. I'm taking St. Francis plus the points, and I think they might be able to cover this thing. What do you think? The only problem is Miami's coming off that bad loss.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking Miami just because they're coming off the blowout loss against Maryland. So, and St. Francis is coming off the big win against St. Pete's.
I'm taking the points, but I am not betting this yet. The Riverhawks of UMass Lowell are taking on the Brown Bears.
Our guys.
Yeah, but they've been a tough get, man. They've been hard to understand this year. Last year they were a fucking machine for me. UMass Lowell -4. I'm gonna lay the 4. What are you doing?
I'm locking up Lowell. They've been very good to us so far. Looking at what they've done.
Oh, you meant our guys, UMass Lowell. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
UMass Lowell. Yeah,
I thought you meant Brown. I was like, last year I rode Brown heavy, so I thought you were referring to that.
No Brown for us this year so far. No, I mean, UMass Lowell's beat Columbia by 27, beat Sacred Heart, and their only losses at Rutgers by single digits. I'll lock up UMass Lowell. They've been good to us.
I'm with you. Let's go.
Riverhawks.
Let's fucking go, man. Appalachian State's taking on the East Tennessee State Buccaneers. This is not a far trip, believe it or not, up there in Boone, North Carolina, and then Johnson City, Tennessee. Not a far trip. ETSU is laying 2.5. I will lay the 2.5 with the Buccaneers, but I think this is a game. What are you doing here?
This is definitely going to be a game in Johnson City. I almost said conference matchup because I'm like you. I get the Sun Belt and the SoCon mixed up.
Yeah, it's a game, man. I'm telling you, this is a game. Who are you taking?
East Tennessee State, the Buccaneers. Good game, though.
Yeah. Stony Brook, the Seawolves are heading to the airport to take on Florida International, the very, very Golden Panthers. That's the airport. That's the Hangar 5 is where they're playing this game. I'm taking the points. I can't lay 7 with FIU.
No,
I don't feel good about this. I don't feel good about this one. If you bet this one, you're a maniac, but I love you. Give me the 7 and the Seawolves. What are you doing here?
You know, the ironic thing is International's last over Florida National, so that's the other airport I I'll with the FIU.
You're breaking up a little bit on me.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit on me. But you know what? When you're in that when you're on the tarmac, it's fucking tough to hear sometimes. You know, you got these 747 engines coming right by your fucking head. It is hard to I mean, we got 55 listeners right now. Watchers, viewers, listeners, something. All right. It's tough in the airport. Stony Brook +7. I think Moneyline Max trying to say that.
Take the points.
The Purple Aces of Evansville are taking on UCF. This game's down there at Addition Financial Arena. Terrible fucking name for a fucking arena. Evansville's getting 15.5. I'll lock up. I know they're 1-3. Only lost to SMU by 8. Only lost to Southeast Missouri State by 6. They didn't get whooped by St. Louis, but I'll take the points here. Purple Aces aren't as bad as their record. Lock it up for me. What are you doing here?
Can you hear me?
Little bit.
Yeah, no, I'm locking up Evansville with you. Too many points.
Let's go. West Virginia Internet starting to come through here. Morgantown.
Bring your toothbrush.
Yeah. when your Time Warner guy comes out or whatever the fuck cable company you have, maybe bring the old toothbrush.
Yeah, all the suits went home for Thanksgiving, so nobody's working right now.
I love Morgantown, dude. I'm fucking around. Any West Virginia fan.
Great.
Sometimes they'll take it serious and message me hate. And I'm like, dude, I actually fucking love Morgantown. I've been there. I've partied my ass off in Morgantown. Although I got pepper sprayed once when I did nothing to deserve to be pepper sprayed, but the security guy at the West Virginia football game just decided, hey, someone's fighting. Let me pepper spray 70 fucking people. All right. It's terrible. You're sitting there just hammered watching a game. Your eyes are just fucking bleeding tears.
Don't take it personal. That's just another Saturday in Morgantown.
Well, the best part about it is like the photo. I didn't feel it as much until like later, right? Because I had been drinking for like 12 hours, but I was like, like a couple hours later, I felt it was on the come down. I was like, fuck, my fucking eyes hurt. But
it's awful. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to WVU security just blasting the whole place. You know what I mean? Dude, that's some shit like North Korea does, I bet. You know what I mean? Like, just, hey, there's a fight, just fucking mow down everybody. Next up, Alabama State taking on Duquesne. Duquesne's laying 19.5. I'll lay the 19.5. Alabama State's terrible, and Duquesne seems to be better than what I thought they would be. What are you doing here?
Same. No lock, though.
Yeah. And by the way, Evansville's money line is pretty juicy. If you really want to get crazy, it's almost plus 1,100. I like how someone said, bring your barf bag.
For that Evansville game, Keith Landry. That's great.
Oh, man. Idaho's taking on Cal Poly, the Mustangs. Idaho's getting 8.5 points. Man, Idaho sucks. But Cal Poly's been letting me down recently. I guess I'll take the 8.5, but CP probably gets the win. What are you doing here?
I'll take the points.
Okay. Merrimack is taking on Providence. The Warriors of Merrimack are getting 20.5 points. Yeah. I guess I'll take the points. Give me a Providence win by 20. By 20. What are you doing here?
I'm locking up a big number here. I'm taking Providence coming off the 2 losses at Mohegan Sun.
Going with it. I get it.
Yeah. And Cooley's going to get him back right.
It's true. That's true. I mean, I can see it. I'm not betting this. You couldn't get me to bet this one.
Bring your donuts.
Yeah, at the dunk.
Yep.
At the dunk that they don't even call the dunk anymore. What the hell's happening in this world? All right.
A lot.
Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers. They're catching 13.5 in Columbia, Missouri against the Tigers. Dennis Gates. I like Dennis Gates as a coach, man. I think he's a good coach. I'm eager to watch him in SEC play. Right now, though, I'll take the points. I think Missouri wins by 10. What are you doing here?
Yeah, same. Too many points. I'll take Coastal Carolina and those guys.
Yeah. Tennessee Butler. This is a game. It's a game right here. I'm excited for this one. This is in Nassau. I don't know. I haven't been down there yet to talk to the fine people of Nassau to find out if I'm just a fucking white guy. It's like when I first moved to LA and I'm like, I'll take the quesadilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every fucking Mexican person's like, you're just a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? But Butler's getting 7.5. I see an 8 out there. Give me my Butler Bulldogs plus 8. What are you doing here?
I am locking up Thad Matta plus 8. Sprinkle some on the money line, baby. Let's go.
Plus 280.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Bulldogs.
You know, if you listen to our preseason episodes, I'm all over the Butler Bulldogs. Let's go. La Tech. Oh, this is a lock. La Tech is taking on Alabama A&M. Alabama A&M still in auto fade mode. I will lock up the Bulldogs. This is just free money. Sitting for you right there. Free money just sitting out there in the yonder. What are you doing?
Same. I'm locking up Louisiana Tech. Get it now before it goes up.
Yeah, let's go. Idaho State's taking on Lindenwood. Oh, man. You think you're just gonna go into the Lions' den, aka the Pen, and beat Lindenwood?
Highland Arena.
That's what I'm saying. Give me a look. The spread is 1. Lindenwood is getting 1 to life. All right, take the Lions +1. I love it. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm taking Lindenwood. I can't lock up this game though.
I'm not locking it either, dude.
Yeah.
South Carolina State's getting 25.5 at Wake Forest. Man, we've been fucked by South Carolina State a couple times though, man. I'll take the points. Staying away from this one though. I part of me wants to bet this game. I'll be honest. Part of me says that line is too fucking big and it should be 16 or 17. But they've burned me. Oh, they've burned me a few times this year in games that some of those games they had like a halftime lead or like they were down 1 at half. What are you doing here?
I like taking Steve Forbes after a loss. I think they'll bounce back and blow out South Carolina State. Not locking this though.
Yeah. Jackson State is taking on Michigan in Ann Arbor. I will lay the 21.5 points with the Wolverines. What are you doing here?
Same. Michigan went through the motions the other night and almost got beat. I think they'll bounce back in a big way here.
Utah is taking on Mississippi State. This is one of those games in Florida. I trust Chris Jans. Laying the 5 with the Bulldogs. Hail State. Hail State, baby. What are you doing here?
Hail State, baby, lock it up. I love Chris Jans and that team. They're gonna be feisty come SEC play.
Let's go. Playing lockdown defense right now. The Roadrunners of Cal State Bakersfield, Meep, are heading into El Paso, Texas. I believe this is actually in El Paso. Shout out to the fine city, fine state of El Paso. El Paso
it is almost its state.
No, it is. It's a state of mind because let me tell you, as a guy that's done, I did stand up for a week in El Paso, Texas. Can't remember the name of the club, but it was like over a decade ago, and you can get fucked up for very cheap in El Paso, Texas.
No,
very cheap. I mean, everywhere I walked into a Western dancing place where there was quarter you call it. I mean, I'm not talking that this was not in 1950. I'm talking about like in the past decade. That's incredible to me. Needless to say, I was in my 20s and got absolutely fucking cherry bombed every single night. All right. UTEP's laying 9. I'll lay the 9. Joe Golding's a good coach. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, this is fringe lock for me taking UTEP here. Cal State Bakersfield's coming off the back-to-back playing Corpus Christi tonight. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to lock up the Miners minus the 9. I think Golding's he's going to get them going. They're coming off a loss, too.
And trust me, they probably still got quarter you Collins. Those Roadrunners are going around doing meep, trying to get chasing ass.
Yeah.
I can see it. You might be
Sorry, they're not coming off a loss. They barely squeaked by Alcorn State tonight.
That's right. They
yes.
did. Yeah.
So no loss.
Fresno State is taking on Washington. I paused on this one, man. I paused on this one.
Yeah, I don't know what to
Fresno
do
State
here.
getting this dub. I think Washington bounces back. I'm laying the 2. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take Washington, but I mean I think you're crazy if you bet this game.
Yeah, agreed. North Alabama, the Lions are taking on UC Santa Barbara, the Gauchos. Alabama's getting 16.5. It's too many points. I don't feel good about this. Don't bet this, but give me the 16.5 with North Alabama. What are you doing?
Same. I'm gonna take the points. Like you said, too many points here.
Yeah. Final 2 games on the slate that we have. Pepperdine's getting 17 in Westwood against UCLA, a little brother matchup. Pepperdine right up the road there on PCH in Malibu. Give me the Waves. I know UCLA's lost 2 in a row, and I think UCLA is going to make a statement in the first half. Give me the backdoor cover by the Waves. What are you doing here?
Same. I'm going to take Pepperdine. You could tell by Mick Cronin's comments he's not very happy with this team right now.
Yeah. Final game on the slate that I see is – where the fuck is this game being played? This has got to be in California somewhere. St. Mary's, Vanderbilt,
Anaheim.
This is the John Wooden Classic. I should go to this game. This is the game I should go to, but I'm not, I don't think. But St. Mary's is laying 7.5. I'll lay the 7.5. Far trip for Vandy. St. Mary's has been playing great ball. Randy Bennett doing it. What are you doing?
A lot of locks on the card. This will be the final one. Give me the Gales minus the 7.5. They're going to fuck Vandy up.
Ooh.
Yeah. I like it. The Gales are good.
I like it. You might be able to convince me. Get the SGPN app. And that's all of our games. Yes, we don't have the Cal Baptist Southern Illinois spread. We don't have the Minnesota UNLV spread. We don't have the Auburn Northwestern spread. There's a lot of these lines we do not have. And this is where we count on you to get the app to check out. We don't have the LSU Kansas State spread. That game's low-key awesome. Louisville Cincinnati I didn't have. But I'll fade the Cardinals. I mean, a lot of these lines we didn't. Obviously, the Creighton game. We don't have Creighton, Arizona. Yeah. Folks, get the SGPN app. I'm sorry, but this is life with the college basketball podcast in November. These lines will come out in like 4 hours probably. So until then, let me just rattle off the locks that I have here. I am locking up Mississippi State -5 against the Utah Utes. I am locking up Louisiana Tech -13 against the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. I'm locking up Butler +8 against Tennessee. Sprinkle some on the money line. I am locking up Evansville +15.5 at UCF. I am locking up UMass Lowell -4 against Brown. I am locking up Marquette -5.5 against Georgia Tech. I am locking up. What are my other bets? Maybe Jacksonville. Check in the morning. I might bite that Jacksonville Dolphins shit. I got to bet that. I am locking up. What are my other plays? Maine, the Black Bears +1.5. I am locking up the Citadel -1.5 against New Orleans. I am locking up. Well, just because I'm going to this one, I think. Morgan State +11.5. Sprinkle some on the money line. +500. Let's fucking go. Locking up St. Thomas -2.5 in Milwaukee. I am also locking up Radford -2.5 against William and Mary. I'm locking up. I'm thinking about locking up Columbia +8. Either way, Kansas -8.5. I'm locking up against NC State. Charlotte -2.5 against Detroit. And that concludes my locks. Moneyline Mac, fire away.
Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve locks. I'm going to start it off in the Bahamas. I'm going to take the Kansas Jayhawks -8.5 against the NC State Wolfpack. I'm going to take Radford -2.5 against William and Mary. I'm going to take our Tommies -2.5 against Milwaukee. The game that you are potentially going to, I'm going to take Morgan State +11.5. Sprinkle some on the money line against Loyola Marymount. I'm going to take the Citadel -1.5 against New Orleans. Our guys, Maine, on the money line against Central Connecticut. Wright State -4.5 against Weber State. Jacksonville +2 against the Campbell Camels. Wrong team favored. I'm going to take Charleston to keep it rolling down there in Charleston, South Carolina. -2.5 against Kent State. I'm going to take Shaka Smart and the Marquette Eagles -5.5 against Georgia Tech in Florida. UMass Lowell to keep it rolling -4 against Brown. Evansville +15.5 to keep it close at UCF. And then I'm going to take the Providence Friars, Ed Cooley -20.5, bounce back against Merrimack. I'm going to take Butler Bulldogs +8, sprinkle some on the money line against the Tennessee Volunteers. And I'm going to take Louisiana Tech, the other Bulldogs as well, against Alabama A&M -13. Mississippi State, another set of Bulldogs here, -5.5 against the Utes in Florida in the Fort Myers Championship. UTEP -9 against Cal State Bakersfield. And finally, but not least, St. Mary's in Anaheim -7.5 against the Vandy and Jerry Stackhouse crew.
You sold me on Charleston. I'm in. There we go,
yeah,
folks. Subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. We'll be back tomorrow night. Subscribe to the College Football Experience. Remember, we come together on YouTube, youtube.com/the College Experience. Also, check out the College Baseball Experience. And sports gambling podcast. And then all of Ryan's work, NFL gambling podcast, Ryan and Rush show. It's all there for you, folks. Check it out. Get the SGPN app in the App Store, Google Play Store. It's free, folks. It's not like we're trying to hustle you into some money here. All right, it's a free app. You get all of our picks because situations like this where there's like 10 games we do not have lines on. So do that, and enjoy another. This is feast week, baby. Enjoy it. Hop in the Discord. Talk college basketball with us. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. And remember to give us a follow on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Ryan's on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. So give us a follow there and hop on over to iTunes if you can too and give us a 5-star review. We certainly would appreciate it. So come on. I mean, what's going on? It's not that hard to do, people. All right, folks. This is the college basketball experience for November 23rd. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.